Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of TASTA webinars. I'm very proud and happy to present you today Harald, an old friend and a very good partner who knows the mission critical environment, I would say, quite well and better than most of the people on earth. So for that reason, I'm very happy that I can present him today. So let's start, Harald.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to give you a brief introduction into this topic, what you need for a mission-critical broadband communications system. My name is Harald Ludwig. I'm providing consultancy, training and project management services. And this will be a very brief overview into this mission-critical topic. Let's first look into what is a mission-critical operation, because this is not very clear for many people. So mission-critical operations, they address situations where either human life or goods or other values for society are at risk, and where also time is a vital factor. So you have to attend these situations immediately and not next week. Yeah. There's some organizations which on a daily basis have to perform mission critical operations. And these are, for example, the public safety organizations like police, fire, rescue, ambulances. But there are also other organizations which do from time to time mission critical operations, like civil protection or the utilities, critical infrastructure, electricity, gas, water supply, but also public transport is critical infrastructure. So the metros, airports, buses, trams, railways, they all perform mission critical operations. And with our mission critical communication systems and solutions, we must now support these organizations, these users in their mission critical operations. Currently, most of these organizations are using narrowband systems, but in the future they will use broadband systems. And there are several advantages with broadband systems. So what you can use, for example, is a wider range of devices and applications. You can have your smartphones, you can use your tablets, you can use messenger services, you can do this in you can make your office mobile, so you can do certain tasks in the field. You don't have to go back to your office. Sometimes even it's possible to move the control room out into the field and have a mobile control room. You can have maps downloaded on your devices. You can share pictures and videos. So these are all the possibilities. Another buzzword which is used is the situational awareness, so that all the people working together in the field on a certain task, on a certain operation, they can share pictures and information, they can share the positions of each other, so that not only the control room knows about the situation, but all the people in the field also have more information about the situation, which helps them to perform their tasks better. For example, you can use mobile cameras or even drones with a video feed to get an overview of your situation.
I think that is
the third big, yeah.
Harald, I think that is the main strength about the LTE, right? I mean, this situational awareness and the interconnectivity between all these devices, and especially and sending videos.
Exactly. So you have more possibilities, you have higher data rates, higher bandwidth, and you can utilize this for more possibilities you have. But this is not only for the people to work together, there's also this Internet of life-saving things where the devices or the sensors themselves become part of the whole system. So you can have protective glosses with sensors which are sending data back to your control rooms that in the control room, they, for example, can monitor if a firefighter is getting into danger, if the heat is getting too high, or if his heart rate is getting too high, and they can then do something for this firefighter. Or you can have heads-up displays where you can insert certain information into the visible field of a first responder, and you can also have your whole vehicles like the fire trucks as a data hub, so you can have information stored locally about dangerous goods and then distribute this information to your people locally. So there's a wide range of possibilities.
Is this a similar topic like the IoT, or is it different?
It's basically IoT, but especially applied to public safety, where you can save lives with IoT devices. Okay, so if you want to use this, what do you need? So there is a huge ecosystem, already partly existing ecosystem. What you need first is a network, but not only an ordinary LTE network, it has to be a mission-critical grade network. And some properties of a mission-critical grade network is that it's highly available, it's highly reliable, and it's highly secure. So this is what you need on the network side. Then you need also devices. This are most of the cases, this will be not consumer devices, but also mission-critical grade devices. And these mission-critical grade devices also have some properties you don't find on commercial devices, like a PTT button. If you do group communication, you need a PTT button. These devices need to be more ruggedized because they are used in a harsh environment, like firefighters or policemen. They cannot always take care about the devices. And in some cases, you probably need direct communication so that devices can communicate with each other directly without a network. Okay, so with network, we have devices, and then we need applications. We need services and mission-critical applications and services, and these have also some properties which are special for this mission-critical ecosystem. For example, most of the communication is still voice communication, but in groups. So you need these applications need to support group communication, this push-to-talk communication, but they can also support mission-critical video or mission-critical data communication. So these are basically the three things you need: networks, devices, applications for your mission-critical communication solution. But there are other parts of the ecosystem as well. And just as an example, this is not a complete list, but just as an example, I would like to mention accessories. So for your devices, you need really headsets for mission-critical use, or fist microphones or something like this. You also need to think about device management, because these devices are not managed by the individuals, by the users, but by the organization. You also need to think about an application store for your applications, because you probably don't want your mission-critical users to download any available application out of the World Wide Web. So you need to have a special application store where you limit the applications which they actually allowed to use in mission-critical situations. And then there are other things you need to consider, like planning, testing, training. These are things often forgotten, but it's very important that if you roll out a mission-critical solution, that you plan this very well in advance, that you also test this very well, that it really meets the mission-critical requirements. And don't forget to train your users. They will get new devices, they will get new applications. You need to tell them also how to use this. And please remember, mission-critical users have another main task. So their main task is not communication. Their main task is, for example, to save lives. And communication should be very easy for them.
So as a summary, we can say that, yes, to have a complete mission-critical solution, you need to have 3 topics, which is one is the network, one are the devices and applications. And yeah, all of that is a part of the training. I would say this is more in details are coming in the training, so this is just an overview. And yeah, the users, they need always to consider besides this, you know, okay, it's nice to have the mission critical solution, but it's not done because there are also, yes, it's a big there are big plannings and testings and trainings, and yeah, also I would also say besides the training, I would say the acceptance of the users, and especially as you mentioned in the last sentence that yes, communication is a tool. So it's not the main job of any user outside, so their main education, their main purpose of the job is definitely different. And yeah, and this mission critical environment is a tool which they need to be reliable, that they can count on it and use it to yeah, to work perfectly and to do whatever they need to do in their environment.
Yeah. Exactly, yes. And as you said, in the training, we will go into more detail in all of these aspects. Yeah? And I can also show you some of the other aspects we will also address in the training, the building blocks you will need to roll out a new mission-critical solution. Yeah? So the first thing you need is a technology which addresses the requirements and the functionality of the mission-critical users. And you need a specification for this technology, and preferably it's a standard. And in our case, for mission-critical LTE, it's a standard done by 3GPP organization. The other thing you need after you have a technology, you need to have products. So vendors have to develop products according to these specifications. Networks, devices, applications, and very important, you need to test and certify all these to make sure that they are really first comply to the standard and that they are working like they are intended to work. Another important building block is spectrum. If you want to build your own network, you need your own spectrum. So there are some available frequency bands with some available bandwidth, and you can decide between your own dedicated spectrum, or you may be able or you may need to share spectrum with other organizations or with commercial network operators. And the last important aspect, after you have a technology, you have products, you have spectrum, is how to roll out this solution, how you bring this into the field. And there are several possibilities, like you can build your own dedicated network, or you buy all this mission critical as a service from commercial networks. And there are also some hybrid models in between dedicated network and using commercial networks. And we will also in the training course go through all this in more detail.
I think the spectrum issues is right now, how do you see it? We feel that governments are making it more and more available for for the mission critical users, the LTE spectrum that is possible really to move in that direction.
Yeah, there's dedicated spectrum assigned for PBDR users. PBDR means public protection and disaster relief. So this is spectrum which can be used by public safety organizations. But on the other hand, in many countries, they are now also opening up the possibility to get a spectrum license for a campus. So it's not a nationwide spectrum, but only for some local campus or region where you can also build your own network, for example, an on-site network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I already mentioned the training course. So there are two flavors of it. There's a face-to-face retraining course I'm doing regularly. The next course will be 23rd to 25th of February next year in Vienna, in Austria. If you want more information, you can find it on my website, or you can send me an email. Also, give me here.
Yes, I can also suggest everyone to do that because it's always great to have the time with you together, Harald, and discuss all the topics, you know, in person, and especially the location. Vienna is outstanding, so it's absolutely. I would say I did it this year, right? Before all this, I did it even this year. And I really enjoyed it and would not want to miss it.
Yes, thank you. And of course, the other possibility is to do this online training. This is a Missioncritical LTE Basics course. It with a little bit reduced content to fit the online format. And as you already mentioned, Kari, there will be 2 dates in February and March next year. And if you want to have more details about this course, there is an email address you can contact to get more details or to register for the training.
Yes, and for both trainings, it's important to say that you are going to get a certification after that. So after the online training, so you get a certification that you gain that knowledge. I mean, okay, we are not testing how much you listened and you understood, but it's the participation is definitely certified, and also that we expect and we think that whoever is joining our online or on-site training, that the interest is high, and it will definitely enrich you. I can assure 100%.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so that's basically my introduction to the mission-critical broadband communications. And perfect. I guess that's for the webinar now.
Yes. That was just a quick and short webinar to introduce, the training and what we are doing. Also giving a quick overview about what is mission critical. That we are raising the awareness and the information for everyone.